I still have with me in the studio Honorable James Faleke, who is a member of the All Progressives Congress, and also Mr. Chris Lance Onyemechara, who is the convener of the APC Southeast Renaissance Group. Just before we went on break, I said when we come back, we'll ask Honorable Faleke, because Mr. Onyemechara was making the point of dividing the spoils equally to encourage at least members of the APC in the Southeast and also to give them a sense of belonging as well. Is that such a bad idea?
No, it's not a bad idea. And that's why I expect that Southeast will wait for the party to announce the zoning and of all the principal officers. For majority, you have six officers, the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and all the other four principal officers. For me, I think that whoever they are agitating for from Southeast, they are qualified. I'm not talking about that they are not qualified. But the issue is that this is a game of number. They must come to the members.
Yes.
They must come to the members and lobby the members. Look, for us in the Southwest, we have adopted Femi Gbajabiamila because of his qualities, because of his pedigree. And we are, irrespective of the fact that he's the present majority leader, irrespective of the fact that in other climes, he should automatically become the speaker, since we are now in majority. But we are lobbying members, including the opposition, for him to be voted for. That's what we are doing. And so if they sit outside and adopt somebody which is not known to us as members of the parliament, then it's left for them to go and find a way of asking that person to go and lobby.
But isn't the Southwest being greedy? I mean,
what is being greedy?
You already have the position of the Vice President of Nigeria.
So
you want the Speaker as well? So
what is bad in having the Speaker? North Central, for example, have been pre-99. Let me talk about 1990 dates. 20 years down the line, they have been in National Assembly for 13 years as presiding officers. 13 good years. 7 years for other zones. And so Southwest has only had 3 years. Osun, that is Ete, and my brother from Ogun now.
No.
Okay.
Bankole.
Bankole, yes. So we are saying that, look, Lagos State has not benefited. North Central is saying, that's House of Rep, saying that they have not benefited because in House of Rep, nobody has become Speaker from North Central. But they've had their chances as Chairman of the National Assembly via the David Mark for 8 years, and now the Senate President from Kwara. It's also North Central. You understand? That's 12 years down the line. But this year it will be 13 good years. And for God's sake, pre-99, they had Iyochayu and Amebute from Benue. Same North Central. So I find it difficult for them to say that, no, because we have not had speakership, so it should be the turn of North Central. We have Vice President, yes. Have we had Speaker in Lagos? The Vice President is from Ogun State. Just as they are claiming that the Speaker, the Mr. President of the Senate and not the rest, are not from Niger or Plateau or whatever it is. And for me, it is even more immoral. Let me say so. I'm sorry to say for my colleagues. The political climate of this country is between North and South. You have Mr. President as from the North. Senate President is more or less concluded that it's also coming from the North. Now you want to have Speaker also to come from the North. Is that how we want to build our own nationalities?
He's talking about South.
He's
talking about Southeast last week.
For me, I've just told him that I have not seen a member from Southeast who is saying they want to be Speaker.
Okay.
All right.
This is your first time.
I'm hearing. No, I've heard of Honorable Ukiruka, but for me, I think that again, you also have to show your interest to be able to be part of the leadership position. I'm sure that of the 4 remaining positions after the elections, 1 will surely go to Southeast. 1 will go to Southeast. It's normal. So I'm saying that those who are actually agitating more on the floor or within our members are from North Central and Southwest. This is clear.
And it's interesting. It's very interesting because you, it was saying, originally come from the North Central because you've tried to be governor of Kogi State or deputy governor of Kogi State, and at some point governor of Kogi State. Isn't that right? Don't you find yourself in a rather precarious position?
No.
As your loyalty could be divided. I was wondering when I saw you this morning, I was wondering on whose side would Honorable be on? Is he speaking for the Southwest or is he speaking for the North Central?
Let me explain to you. Southwest developed me politically. Yes, I was given birth from North Central, but Southwest developed me politically. And Southwest, of course, exported me to North Central to go and help reclaim the state into APC fold, which we did and we achieved. That is history. And I also thank God that I did not take the deputyship. So I went back to where I was developed, to Lagos, and they accepted it, and I'm back on the floor. So as far as I'm on the floor, I defend the interests of the Southwest and Lagos in particular, and Nigeria as a whole. So it's not about whether North Central or whether I'm from North Central.
So when issues come up like this, where do you find yourself primarily shifting to? Are you looking more to the North Central where you were born, or are you looking to the Southwest that developed you politically?
I'm looking at Southwest where I'm representing. I'm representing Southwest, irrespective of the issues, and I look at the truth. Look, if issues come to the floor and I see that North Central has saying the truth, I will, of course, oblige to support them. I have a right. But if it also comes to the floor and I see that this is Southwest, this is where we are going, I will also follow Southwest. This is the rule of the House. If you are a party man, you must follow your party. You understand? You don't have to say because it must be me, it must be me. No. Southwest and Lagos especially have never had speaker. And nobody contesting today amongst all the contestants that have shown that can tell me that they have more pedigree than Femi Gbajabiamila. Nobody. And so we need to jettison these sentiments and look at how this country can move forward. And this is what we are out for.
I'm about to just ask, in all of this, in very local parlance, and someone's going to have to pardon my English, who's owning it? Sorry? All of this talk about Southwest has not had it. Northeast has had it. Southeast wants it. Who has all of this zoning arrangement helped?
It helped Nigeria. It helped in bringing Nigeria.
I'd like Honorable Chris. I'm sorry, Mr. Chris, to respond to this. I'm already saying you're honorable.
Straight to who's zoning help. Let me say something. Honorable James right now is no longer talking about Southwest. He is now mirroring his zoning to Lagos State. Listen, my way, and Nigerians. This issue of trying to microzone the speakership of the Ninth Assembly to an individual might spell doom for our party. And that is the very reason my group started agitating. He said, we have not talked to anyone. In the last 1 week, my group was spoken to over 71 House members who are coming, especially the new ones. We've spoken to them, and their responses...
That's out of the 360.
Out of 360. From Southeast, North Central...
So if he says he hasn't heard, I mean, it should be fair to him.
Well, we are still talking. We are still engaging them. No, but we are still engaging them.
Yes.
You understand? We are still engaging them. Their responses informed our choice of Honorable Chike Okafor. And we've written him to say, we know you will be interested.
How do you know that? So he didn't even say, please lobby on my behalf. No. You are the one who has taken it upon yourself.
The Southeast, we have to, like I said earlier,
yes,
we have two returning and ranking members. And the young man I mentioned, the honorable member, has been waiting for the party position. Just like Honorable James said earlier, that they are waiting for the party position. You understand?
But they have been waiting very loudly for the party position.
Well, the pronouncement of his own candidate, I think, was to untwist the party. That's, yes.
Who has pronounced my candidate? Who pronounced?
I mean, his announcement, his declaration that he wants to be...
it's his personal right to declare.
It's his right, but I'm telling you exactly what happened.
Let Chike Okafor also make his declaration.
I'm telling you exactly what happened. You see, no, excuse me. I didn't interrupt you, sir.
By all means, go ahead.
I didn't interrupt you.
Go on.
So, coming to say for let's move the country forward. How else are we going to move Nigeria forward if not to ensure that things are done equitably? And coming to you say who zoning help. Listen, we say we have adopted the American system of democracy. This is Nigerian system of democracy. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Otherwise, why didn't Muhammad Buhari from Katsina State choose one Malam El-Rufai from Kano to be his running mate? There are a lot of indices. There are a lot of things to be considered. As far as the Nigerian system is concerned.
Yes, indeed. I mean, and oftentimes people say that these things appeal more to sentiment rather than intellect, rather than ability, rather than, you know, I'm sure you have heard the criticisms against the National or the Federal Character Commission, or even this idea that everything we do, we must have federal character in it, rather than intellect, for instance. And this goes to both of you. This is not one side against the other. People think that oftentimes we focus very strongly on this idea of zoning and, you know, it is our turn, to the detriment of the ability of the people who are supposed to be occupying those offices. You don't think at this conversation, perhaps it is high time we begin to tone down, oh, it was Ogun State that produced, it was the Southwest that produced, now it is the turn of the Northeast. You don't think that those kinds of rhetoric should be coming down in today's Nigeria? Let me allow Mr. Christians respond to that first.
Our democracy is still evolving. We are still moving on. You understand? 1999 till date is barely 20 years. You understand? So we'll come to it. But let me add, you're talking about
we'll come to
intellect, capacity.
When is the question?
Because
because it will seem that
it will get to a point.
The agitations are getting worse by the day.
Because the electorates, those who vote, they are asking these questions. In the last election, I was at the field. They asked questions. We voted in 2015. What has APC given you? What did APC bring to the Southeast? And that's why we are saying we don't want to go back to the field in 2023 telling them stories. We have the opportunity now.
That is a legitimate question. What has a party done for its people is very different from, oh, we want this position because we just want it. We think that this is equitable.
No, the party
The question we should ask is the person going to be Speaker of the Southeast or Speaker of the entire Nigeria?
Because just like Honorable just said, maybe his candidate will be Speaker of Lagos State because he is mayoring it to Lagos State. I'm telling you that we have someone that has the capacity, that has experience. He knows what I'm talking about. We are not throwing up a candidate that is a mediocre. He knows. So when we talk about leadership, like I said earlier, it's a call to responsibility. And Honorable Chiko Kafo is highly responsible and highly efficient. As first-time member, he's a House Committee Chairman on Healthcare Services. Look at what's happening in the health care, in the health system or health sector, courtesy of his leadership. Listen, when we talk about zoning the offices, we are not being primitive. We're not being primitive. This is the democracy we have found ourselves.
Honorable, I want you to respond to that.
Well, thank you very much. I think that my friend, you accused me of microzoning to Lagos, or to Femi Gbajabiamila, and here you are microzoning to Chike Okafor when you have other members of APC from the same zone. Let me say clearly that you also made raised an issue that your members from the Southeast are saying, what has APC done for us? I thought you would have been in a better position to tell them what APC has achieved.
No, not what APC. Let me say, in terms of bringing offices, not
Honorable, I do not want you to respond to that. The question I had, let me quickly bring back my question again. The question is, in all of these zoning arrangements, really and honestly, should we really be talking about zoning in the 21st century, in today's Nigeria? Or should we be looking at higher ideals of who has the ability, for instance, to, set an agenda, a very good agenda for the House and the Senate, and take perhaps leadership to another level, rather than this argument or just it is our turn, or we've not had this for how many years, or Lagos State has never produced a speaker. Those are the kinds of arguments we're listening to.
Of course, let me say that this country where we ought to be, we are not there yet in terms of political development. If we are there, we will not be here arguing this issue. By saying, what I mean is that ordinarily it should be automatic in the parliamentary world that for a majority party that has won full majority should assume the role of leadership immediately. And when the party decide, the caucus, when they decide whom to vote for, they go for him. Look, take the issue of America. Pelosi was minority leader. And the moment they came back as majority, she became the speaker. We should be having that type of system here in Nigeria. But because of our system, because of the people that we are, the moment you find yourself in an office, you tend to aggregate every other thing to yourself and forget about the development of the country. And so that is why our forefathers, of course, align the political regime to North and South. So if you have the president from the North, it is automatically that you have the vice president from the South. So if you have the president from the South, you have the vice president from the North. And this is what we have been following from time. Now, today, we have Mr. President from the North. We have Mr. President, we have President of the Senate. Of course, even the sitting President of the Senate is also from the North. And in the Ninth Assembly, our party, APC, has also agreed that the Senate President will also come from the North. Forget about whether it is Northeast, North Central, Northwest. That's not the issue. It is North. And so it is normal and very, very natural and for unity of purpose that the speakership should also go to the South. You can't have everything in the North. You understand? That is why those at home will be wondering, where are we going in this country? And when you talk about quality, when you talk about the people, who should we be looking for? It is quality of service, quality of the individual. It is the integrity of the person. We are not looking at mediocres. We are not looking at those who, of course, will be, as all of us, we are all qualified to be speakers, we are all qualified to be in position of leadership. But some are more qualified than others. You know, that's the way it is in Parliament. You have a fifth timer, you have a fourth timer, you have a second timer, you have a third. I'm a third timer. Your person is a second timer. And so the issue on the floor is about ranking, about seniority, about the quality you bring to the people. How do you harness the people together? And that is why for me as an individual, I pray and I hope that the party will zone to Southwest. Because Southwest, as a body, the entire members of Southwest have adopted Femi Gbadabiamila because he offered to serve. And we are then waiting for the party to announce the zoning. And let me also say that even Femi Gbadabiamila has said that if the party do not zone to Southwest, he will not run. That's a party man for you. It's not about because it's an individual. No, if the party do not zone to Southwest, I am not going to run. But if they zone to Southwest, I'm offering myself to serve the people of this country. You
make it seem like, I say, what we've heard so far so good is that it seems your party has settled on favorites already.
We are waiting for that announcement.
You're still waiting for an announcement when it looks like this is a done deal?
No, Femi Gbadabiamila has offered himself to serve. So let the party make the pronouncement.
I don't believe excuse me, I don't believe
we're going on break now.
Okay.
We have to take a break.
Okay.
And when we come back, I'll let you respond. And I will also ask, what about women? What about youths? In all of this, it would seem that they're not even being taken into account. In a moment, please stay with us. Well, Honorable James Faleke is still with us in the studio. So is Mr. Chris Lenz Onyemechara, who is the convener, APC Southeast Renaissance Group. But just before we went on break, you're about to respond. You're about to say something.
Yes, I want to respond to what, there was a conversation going on between both of you about the foreclosure of APC zoning the speakership position and all that.
Not just APC, zoning in general.
No. Like I said earlier, Honorable, I believe, and I think a lot of us know that Honorable Femi's initial declaration was to teleguide the party, was to restrict the party. You understand what I'm saying? Was to restrict the party. And we are talking to the party leadership not to fall for that, because... Why
won't you also do your own announcement so that you can say
you see, listen, let me tell you. When we get it right at the party level, in terms of zoning or zoning these positions, we won't be quarreling or fighting. There won't be any schism, maybe between the Southeast, Southwest, North Central. Everything will just flow. And that's what we want. We don't want a situation whereby on the day the House resumes or the Night Assembly commences, we now have members who are going to align with the PDP to produce leadership and pseudo deputy, like we saw in the Senate. We want the party to be proactive. We have the time, irrespective of who wants to be speaker. The Honorable Femi is one man I love so much, I respect. But because of party cohesion, because we must strengthen the party in the Southeast. I keep saying that. I keep referring to strengthening the party in the South. Because in 2023, we don't have a Muhammad Buhari coming to run election.
Quickly now, we are already out of time. Honorable, what do you say to those who say that it was in that women and youth who won in this, who made their entrance in this assembly are not being taken into cognizance? You're a third termer. How would you say that women have fared so far when it comes to leadership positions, especially in the House of Representatives?
Well, thank you very much. I think that in the last, this 8th assembly that we are going to, I mean, we have more of women from PDP, and you have women in the leadership of the House of Reps. We'll talk about youths. This new assembly, this 9th assembly, of the 164 new members of APC, we have more than 70% who are youths.
Shouldn't they be represented?
So, yeah, of course they will be represented, but they are just coming in. You know, in the parliament, you don't just say because you are youth and you're a first-timer, you must then move to the leadership. No,
you talked about PDP giving women positions.
But those,
what about the APC?
Those women were, of course, of ranking status, you know. And so, of course, the APC, we've not had the opportunity of having a woman, I mean, that had come along the line from that state. So what I'm saying in essence is that 2015, I mean, this election that we've just had, 2019 election, we had so many women that contested the election. Even our party virtually gave forms free of charge, you know, 50% or thereabout of the cost of form. They assisted women to be able to partake. But the question is acceptability on the field. We have so many of our women that lost elections because, of course, the men are more agile, more rigorous. I mean, they go out to contest fully, day and night. Our women cannot do that because of because of their nature. And so, for me, as much as I support women to aspire to positions, in fact, the person who contested with me in my primary is a woman, and I defeated her. So it's not about. The party gives more room.
I want to look forward to the day when a man will say, well, this time around, this is a woman. I've done two terms now. Let me support her. I look forward to that day.
Okay.
But,
free.
But gentlemen, thank you for coming on Sunrise Daily this morning. We will wait to see how it eventually pans out and where the party will zone the speakership, which is where they're interested, of the House of Representatives too. But we've been speaking with Honorable James Faleke. He's a member of the APC representing Ikeja constituency. And we've also had Honorable Chris Oyemicharam, who is the convener of the APC Southeast Renaissance Group. That's Sunrise Daily from Abuja this morning. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Mao Ogun Yusuf. It's back to you guys in Lagos.
Well, yes, indeed. And we appreciate those of you who have sent in your emails. George and the rest of you, thank you for sending them in. I'm Chamberlain Usong.
I am Gimba Umar.
I am Akinde here saying have a wonderful day.
The views and opinions expressed by guests on this program are those of the maker and do not reflect the views, opinions, and endorsement of Channels Television.